40 taon nung sinabi ni Jesus yung ating napakinggan sa Ebanghelyo, nangyari yung pagkawasak ng templo ng Jerusalem. Hindi lang yung templo, yung buong lungsod ng Jerusalem, nawasak po siya. What Jesus prophesied in today's gospel about the destruction of the temple happened in 70 AD. Remember that all of Israel was occupied by the Roman army. It was part of the Roman Empire. Merong pag-aalsa ng mga Hudyo. Kaya, ang ginawa ng imperyo ng Roma, nilusob yung lungsod, sinira yung templo, sa panahon na ang general ay si Titus. Titus also became a Roman emperor. And so, beginning then would start the diaspora, the dispersion of the Jews. And from that time, Israel was renamed by the Romans to become the province of Palestine. Walang katapusan po yung sagupaan sa lugar na iyan hanggang ngayon. Kaya ano ang templo para sa mga Hudyo? It was their center, nerve center. It was the heart of the Jewish nation. Ito ang kalagitnaan ng kanilang mundo. Ito yung himpilan ng kanilang kawal. Ito yung kanilang bangko sentral. Ito yung sentro ng kanilang ekonomiya. Ito ang sentro ng kanilang buhay pampolitika. Maliban na ito yung kalagitnaan ng kanilang buhay religyoso. Their religious, their prayer life. Bakit nga ba? What we learned in the Old Testament from the first and second books of Kings, from the first and second books of Chronicles, God Himself designed that temple. He chose the building materials. He commanded that this temple be built. And that is why, for the Jews, the temple in Jerusalem is God's office. It's God's residence on earth. Kaya mahalaga sa kanila. At dahil kanya yan ng Diyos, hindi ho yan mawawasak. It was indestructible. And in the mind of the Jews, the destruction of the temple is unthinkable. Because for them, being the center of their universe, it was built on the navel, pusod ng mundo. At lahat ng mundo umiikot sa templo. But then, that temple was destroyed. So, when Jesus saw people were gawking, admiring the temple that was at that time being reconstructed, He commented. Sabi niya, yung nakikita ninyo, lahat ng yan mawawala. Lahat ng yan mawawasak. There will be no stone left on top of another. Lahat ng yan masisira. And so in the mind of the Jews, hindi mangyari yon. Ngunit kung mangyari yon, kailan? Ano ang mga palatandaan na mawawasak yung templo? We would know that our Lord made a comment in the version of this event in John's Gospel. Jesus would say, you destroy this temple, after 3 days, I will build a new temple. Hindi niya sinabing, maibabalik ko yung wawasaking templo. Ang ibig niyang sabihin, magpapatayo ako ng bago. And John, our evangelist, who was recording this event, comments that Jesus was referring to His person. He was referring to His body as the new temple. Bakit nga ba isinulat ni San Lucas yung ating napakinggang ebanghelyo ngayon? Ito po ang ipinangako para sa mga nagbabasa, nakikinig kay San Lucas sa kaniyang pagkukwento sa pangyayaring ito. It is to assure the followers of the Lord that although they were experiencing persecution of apocalyptic proportions under the Roman emperors and the Jews beyond these tribulations and upheavals, there is a future full of hope, that there would be a world that will not end. It will not end in meaninglessness. It will not end in nothingness. Halimbawa, sinabi ng Panginoon, nation will rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Tandaan po natin na sa buong kasaysayan ng sangkatauhan, ni isang saglit ng kasaysayan natin ang hindi nangyayari ito. Nangyayari ito. Wala pa si Jesus, hindi pa nagkatawang tao ang Diyos. Nung panahon na isinilang at nabuhay, naglalakad siya sa ating sangkalupaan. At sa kaniyang pagsapit, nangyayari na ito. Isipin na lang natin kung ilang mga gyera o sagupaan ang nangyari sa ating kasaysayan. Marami. Binanggit ni Jesus ang daming mga lindol mangyayari. Ngunit sa panahon niya, nangyari din iyon. And we would notice that no church existed from the apostolic times, from the times of the apostles, for the simple reason that aside from wars, areas where our Lord lived have active geologic faults and are prone to seismic activities. Kaya may lindol talaga kahit saan man sa lupalok na ito. Yung nilindol yung aming lalawigan, October of 2013, 25 mga simbahan nawasak, ngayon na itayo na lahat. Ang sabi ng mga seismologists, kailangan merong lindol. Dahil ibig sabihin yan na yung ating mundo, yung ating sangkalupaan, ay buhay na buhay. Binanggit ng ating Panginoon ang taggutom. Merong taggutom sa panahon ng lumang tipan. Hindi lang sa panahon niya. Sa lumang tipan at magkakaroon ng taggutom. Hindi po ba sa ating mundo ngayon, may taggutom doon sa Africa? Kahit saan, merong taggutom. Kahit dito sa atin, yung mga naninirahan sa lansangan, alam natin, nagugutom din sila. In their own way, they are experienced personal famine. So what Jesus portrays, persecution, earthquakes, famine, include their typhoon. It is a general description of events that can fit any period of human history. Kahit anong panahon ng ating kasaysayan, angkop na angkop yung sinasabi ng ating Panginoon. So Jesus' concern is not to predict these events because they are bound to happen. They had happened. They will continue to happen. And so his concern was to develop at length what Christian disciples must have during these periodic, frequent cycles of persecutions, of global upheavals. Dapat meron tayong perspective. Ika nga, ano ang ating paningin sa mga bagay na ito na palaging nangyayari? Na nangyayari man ito doon sa kamay ng ating may kapal. So this is why our Lord glosses over all this. He said, huwag kayong matakot. Don't be terrified. Wala yan. The end will not follow immediately. So He gives us wisdom. He gives us a wisdom how to face the future with peace of heart. And He tells us the future may be bleak. Pwedeng maging malabo yung kinabukasan. Yung kinabukasan na iyan ay punong-puno ng pag-asa, ng pag-asang ito'y namamalagi sa Kanya lamang. Magkakaroon ng mga digmaan, magkakaroon ng mga sagupaan. Ang ating Panginoon, hindi po ba Siya ay ang ating kapayapaan? Magkakaroon man ng lindol, hindi po ba ang ating Panginoon ay ang ating muog, ang matibay na tanggulan? He is our sure foundation. Magkakaroon mang ng taggutom, hindi po ba si Jesus ay ang ating pang-araw-araw na pagkain ng buhay? So there is a better world in the future, but the content of this better world is not hope. It is not hope. Hope is not our final end. Our final end is God in the person of the Lord. He is our true hope, the hope that surpasses everything. Ang ating pagwawari-wari ng ating ebanghelyo ngayon binubuo sa mga salita ng ating Panginoon. At ito po'y dalhin natin bilang baon sa araw na ito. Ang sabi niya, by your perseverance, you will secure your lives.